Hi, it's Cammy. Charlie talks football.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Charlie Talks Football. Full-time Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1. Now, that was a game of two halves, wasn't it, Dad? Because, Newcastle in the first 10 or 15 minutes started off really well, were pressed really high up the pitch, were caused Bournemouth a lot of problems. And then after that, were allowed Bournemouth to get into the game. They scored because Joe Linton was too busy, dallying around on the ball, and then Bournemouth got into the game, didn't they, Dad?
He decided to start Lloyd Kelly at left back, and I can understand why instead of Hall, because Lloyd Kelly is, he's taller and quicker than Lewis Hall, and they had Semedo on the on the right, who was stronger, so I can understand why he did that. But it was like you say, Charlie, we started really well the first 10 minutes, but then we were giving the ball away in midfield, we were slow on the ball, we couldn't deal with their press in the middle of the park. When we were getting the ball in the final third, passing was poor. Their back four was very narrow when we were breaking, so there wasn't much space for Isaac. But, it was just a really bizarre performance. But the subs changed the game
They definitely did once the subs of, Lewis Hall came on, Harvey Barnes made a difference. He looked sharp, didn't he?
Trippier did as well when he came on. Yeah, when the subs came on, we played with more intensity, we played with more urgency, and we had more passion and looked like we wanted to do something in the game. But before that, it was really concerning. So, Gordon wasn't at his best today, but he got the goal. But it was a bizarre game.
Our away record hasn't been great, especially last season. It was awful. So we've got to sort that out, Dad, because it's very early on in the season, so I don't want to, try and say stuff early before anything happens, but we've got to sort this out, because if it's anything like last season, we might be really, really poor away from home again, and it isn't good enough.
It isn't. We need to be better. We didn't show enough desire or passion or intensity, and we didn't match the intensity. But in the last 20 minutes, we showed what we can do. And, Barnes made a massive impact with his running down the wing, his crosses into the box. He looked a real threat. But what was disappointing for me was for the goal. Joe Linton is dilly-dallying, as you see on the ball, after his man-of-the-match performance last week. He was brilliant. But then when he loses the ball, he just stands still and makes no attempt to go back and win the ball back. That was really frustration. And then they had the goal in the final, in stoppage time, where it hit his shoulder or arm, hopefully, and it was disallowed. So that was good for us.
I think as well, the final ball in the box was really, really poor.
Yeah, the final ball today, especially in the first half, was really poor. We were picking the wrong pass. We weren't hitting the ball with enough pace.
Yeah,
it was just it was really frustrating, and it wasn't good at all. But one thing I'd like to talk about as well, Charlie, and Nick Pope's a really good goalkeeper. But I've said this: if you watch this channel a long time, you'll know I've said this for a while. Pope with the ball at his feet needs to improve, especially when it's on his left side.
He does.
Technically, he doesn't kick it very well with his left foot. When he takes a touch with his right, sometimes to bring it onto his left, he's making the ball bounce. He's got to wait longer before he kick it. Allows the centre forward to close down quicker. My heart's in my mouth every time he gets it. And like I say, he saves with so many points with these amazing saves. But that's something he's got to work on with the coaches to improve.
Yeah. I think it was a massive problem last season, wasn't it? And we're not saying Pope is a bad goalkeeper, guys. We know how good he is, but surely they've tried to work on that.
Yeah, as a goalkeeper and as a player, you have your strengths and your weaknesses, and you've got to work on your weaknesses to improve them. But his movement of his legs and his feet and his agility doesn't look as good as a professional footballer or goalkeeper, and he needs to work on kicking the ball better and he's improving his touch, because it'll cost us in one of the games.
Now, I wanted to say as well that I think the problem is that we've got such a poor away record, Dad.
Yeah, listen, we've got a draw, and we did have chances to win it at the end there. The keeper made some good saves, but we've got to be more consistent, and we've got to start with more pace and intensity and be more consistent throughout the game, because it's good to have a stronger bench. We would have lost that game last year because we wouldn't have had the strength on the bench to come on and get us back into it.
Yeah.
But, we've got experienced players like Willock, Trippier, Barnes coming on, who changed the game for us today, and that was really good. It gave away the kick up the backside when needed, but You know, 2 games, we've got 4 points.
Yeah.
You know, would have liked to have 6, but it's not too bad.
And I wanted to talk about what Joe Linton did towards the end
Yeah.
of the game, because he basically rugby tackled to the goalkeeper, got his arm around
Yeah.
him. And if that
was
was
lucky.
earlier on in the game,
Yeah.
do you think he might have got
He
sent
was
off?
lucky not to get sent off. It reminded me of the old WWE, the
Yeah,
wrestling in
yeah.
America years ago, where you get clotheslined someone. And it was pretty blatant, and he was stopping the break. And
Yeah.
I think there was another player did it previously, but not as bad as that, and they
Yeah.
got booked as well. It might have been Dan Byrne, I think.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's just trying to stop a quick break there. But we've got a draw, and we've got Tottenham again next week, and we need to lift
Yeah.
ourselves and perform better. It'll be interesting to see who he starts against Tottenham. I mean, Tonali will be back. He'll hopefully get some minutes against Forest on Wednesday night in the Cup.
And
We'll
I
have to see.
think as well, I wanted to mention the Bournemouth goal that ended up getting disallowed
Yeah.
because, of course, they scored in the last minute. And there was a lot of controversy as to whether it was a handball, whether it hit his shoulder. What were your thoughts on it, Dad?
At first, I thought it was a goal. Seeing the replay, I thought it
Yeah.
hits the top of his forearm, but they'd need to really slow it down and see the exact point of contact on
Yeah.
his body. But, you know, Sky Sports, they said, oh, well, they didn't think, they thought it should have stood. But, you know, the referees
Yeah.
looked at it, and the fourth official, and they've said it's not a goal, so it's not a goal.
Well, anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. If you said to me at the start of the game, you know, would you take a punt against Bournemouth? I certainly would, because our recent record against Bournemouth isn't the best. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on the game? What are your thoughts on him playing Lloyd Kelly at left back against his old club? Was he good? What are your thoughts on Isaac and Gordon as well? But we've got to improve, but we've got a great record at home, so I'm sure we can get the 3 points against Tottenham. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Bye.